Hey team, what's up? We're here for back, biceps, and shoulders. We have three supersets, finishing with a triset. So three different movements, 10 reps each. First superset is 4 sets. The rest will be 3 sets. Let's talk about setup. I have a landmine for bent over rows today. If you do not have access to a landmine, you can just take a very heavy bent over row. You could do a single arm bent over row if you want to go heavy and need that support, or you could take a seated cable row with a mid-size bar. So not wide, just somewhere in the middle. That's sort of the idea with this movement today. I want to get a little bit wider in the lats than a traditional single arm bent over row. But you got to do what you got to do. If you're at home, you can improvise, right? If you have a plate, you could also just take one heavy plate and do a standing bent over row if you do not have a barbell. All right. We're going to hop over to seated overhead presses. For those, I have 30s, 20s, 15s. We're only working with a 6 to 8 rep range, so you have the opportunity to go heavy. You'll need lighter weight options for our reverse flies, for our lat raises, potentially bicep curls. So we have a complex, bicep curl complex, where we're going to go 7 halfway up, 7 halfway down, 7 full. I would go lighter for that particular movement. And then we hit hammer curls at the end of the workout, which you can go a little bit heavier for their full range. So let me go ahead and get my music up. I went ahead and did my warm up and dynamic stretching. If you have not done so, make sure you get that done. I also have a long loop band secured on my bench for face pulls. If you're at the gym, obviously find your landmine. Figure out a way to work on pull-up progressions if that is important to you. So either heavy lat pull downs, assisted lat pull-ups, or assisted pull-ups, or even strict pull-ups. Okay, so assisted pull-ups would be the assisted pull-up machine, a heavy loop band to support your pull-ups. I would start the workout with that movement and then go ahead into everything else. I always make a point to work on my pull-ups. They're typically on off days, so make sure you're getting those progressions in. All right, guys, here we go. All right, so we've got 8 to 12 reps for our landmine bent over rows. Now, as you can see, I'm going heavy. And then we're going to hop over for 6 to 8 overhead presses. All right, so we've got 4 sets. I'm going to start with 20s. My intention is to progress to 30-pound weights. All right, first working set complete. Figure out any any adjustments that you might want to make. Figure out what you intend to make progressions with. 2 compound lifts, getting them done right out of the gate. So remember, you're always choosing 1 to 2 exercises to specifically train to failure with. You get to choose that, all right? So if you're really working on building the lats, you want to, focus on building your back strength. For example, you make that bent over rows. You make sure you figure out how to work in pull-up progressions. And you make these the focus. Shoulders, you want them shoulders popping. You're going to focus on overhead presses today. Whew. So remember, if you are taking this workout to the gym with you, you're looking to progress in overhead presses, for example, but you don't have a spotter, I'm going to recommend you find the overhead press machine. This way, if you do fail, you're failing in a safe way. And you're putting yourself less at risk to let the weight of the dumbbells kind of carry you down, or it's less risk of getting into the neck. Obviously, you don't want to make certain weight progressions until you are super confident in form technique, so without bad habits, but sometimes when we do graduate to that heavy weight, bad habits kind of have their way of creeping in if you're kind of overcompensating other muscles to try and muscle up that weight. So if you're finding that that might be happening, or you're looking to prevent that, go ahead and find the overhead press machine, or have a spotter, and you'll be good to go. This is set number 3, arguably the hardest set of any workout. now. Quick little breather. One more set. Last set, best set. I do love, however, when I write out a workout and I review the workout and the structure is good, I know that the flow will work, I know the rep ranges and sets are where they need to be for certain movements. However, when it comes down to it, I always sit there going, but is this going to be challenging enough? Is this going to be hard enough? And then I remember I'm the one with the ability to make things easier or more challenging with the weights that I choose. So if it is challenging for me, I know that I'm doing something right. And if this workout is not challenging for you now, if you don't feel like you need that recovery, you're probably able to do more than you think. So you really should be needing that recovery time. All right, you should not be able to be doing burpees, jumping jacks, jogging in place. No. If you don't have to go and grab a drink, sit down, collect yourself, I'm just gonna say it, you're not working hard enough within your sets. And your results or lack thereof is going to reflect that. So you see how the last few reps look like a big question mark. That is how you want your last few reps to feel, regardless of the set. Set number 1 or set number 4. If you have not made it to the point of failure, it's your last opportunity to do it. Breaky poo. Little break. We're going to move over to a reverse fly and a seated bicep curl. So we're going to put those heavy weights down for a minute. Pick up the lighter ones. I only have 10s here, so it looks like I am running in real quick to grab, there we go, a set of 8s or maybe even 5s. All right, starting out with 8 to 12 reps, and then we go into seated dumbbell 21s. 7 halfway up, 7 halfway down, 7 full range of motion. adjustments I need to make going forward. Whew, quick sip. Keeping them 8s for both. Woo! Shoot. All right. All right. Set number 2 of 3. And now you can always, you don't have to choose this position. This is a position I prefer for a reverse fly. You take a bent over dumbbell reverse fly. You find the reverse fly machine. You could also use dual cables if you got access to dual cables at the gym. Standing. So if you prefer standing, those are your options for that. Last little breaky poo. We got one more set, and then we move into our tricep, which looks like lat raises, seated or standing. I'm gonna go seated. We've got face pulls, hammer curls, and then face pulls. 10, 10, and 10, 3 rounds. Last set right here, last opportunity for superset number 2. Remember the importance of tempo. Seven full. All right, I'm grabbing 5s. Last and final set. Oh my gosh. right, guys, right into this final set. 10 lat raises, make sure you got room. 10 hammer curls, 10 face pulls. Roll those wrists back, no lazy wrists. Oh my goodness. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. 1 down, 2 to go. Whew. Oh my goodness. Gotta love a good lat raise to finish up the workout though. We love a good lat raise. So good. Whew. Elbows stay above the wrist here. Good, good. So remember, in your face pulls, you want to really resist the urge to lean forward and crank it back, okay? So just like if you're using cables for your face pulls at the gym, like a cable rope, you want to avoid rocking forward and then rocking back. Try not to use any momentum at all, so keep that body nice and static, and we want to keep the elbows high so that you're literally pulling that resistance band or cable rope to the face, but you're squeezing the shoulder blades in a way where you're trying to keep a pencil locked in between. So hopefully that makes sense. I realized the last time I did these from home, I was cranking myself forward a little bit, so I reduced my resistance to my lighter band in order to correct that. And I feel a huge difference in doing that. Last set by set. Roll the shoulders down and back. Neutral spine. Remember your tempo. Roll those wrists back. another casual tip, little lifting hack. In my last and final set, I count down rather than up, just so that I mentally can visualize how many reps I've already completed. Just gives your brain an opportunity to realize and celebrate what you've done, not necessarily what you still have to do or how far you still have to go. Celebrate what you've done, celebrate the small wins, and your brain will start to do that by default more and more. So celebrate every win, getting stronger, completing more reps, completing more sets, lifting heavier weights. Go slay the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.